Yes, good morning if you're in the UK, good afternoon if you're somewhere else, and good evening if you're somewhere else. After that, somewhere else. It is match day. I used to be so excited for match days. Used to be full of beans and full of energy, and I couldn't wait to watch my Tottenham Hotspur play. Now I just kind of feel like, oh God, we're playing again. Ugh, we're playing again. Ange Ball. Good morning to you wherever you are. It is Sunday, and we are in the FA Cup today. We are also joined by a beautiful specimen of a man. And until that man arrives, I've got Barry for you. Barry, how are you, mate?
Very good, mate. You?
I'm good. I was just saying, I used to wake up on days like this buzzing. Like, I used to wake up, going, Spurs playing today. And that was through the 90s when we were shit, through the noughties. I've never felt so, I don't know if the word is despondent, disconnected. I don't know. Do you know what I mean? I've never felt so disassociated with Tottenham Hotspur. What is that just me being a little bit dramatic, or do you understand what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of like not that interested that we're playing at 5:35 this afternoon, if I'm honest. It's a kind of like, people are like, oh, yesterday people were saying, oh, Tottenham are going to ruin your Sunday. Well, not really. If you realise that, that's going to happen, what's going to happen, you just kind of, you make peace of it, right? You make peace that
Yeah.
it is what it is. And yeah, I mean, there was a ticket going, not interested in going. Just not interested in the slightest, if I'm honest.
Yeah. It's a tough one. Like, I was, because my wife didn't stay here last night. She was at her dad's, and she called me last night, and she was like, so FA Cup tomorrow, because I couldn't go to that last night and today because of obviously this stuff going on. She went, excited FA Cup. I was like, oh, I don't know. I just, not really. Like, and I feel like it's a real sad state of affairs that I feel like that. Now, granted, I know not everyone's going to feel like that. I know that there are some people that go, oh my God, Spurs are playing. But it's a sad indictment of where we are as a football club right now. Look, Nick, we had a long chat before the Liverpool game, and we all talked in depth about what needs to happen, what we're going to see, what team he needs to pick. And then we were let down with, I'm trying to think of a word. I feel like the word needs to be more powerful than shambolic, but less rude than absolutely effing woeful. Somewhere in there. Do the players and the manager owe us today? Do they owe us something?
Yeah, 100%. They owe us a performance based on what they served up the other night. But I'm just, I don't know. It's the team that we're playing is not a team based on who they've, Watkins is injured, but Rashford's there on loan. They've made some decent signings in the transfer window, and they owe us. But how many times has this club owed us, and then we've been let down, right? So, look, if we win, would I be shocked? Kind of. If we lose, would I be shocked? Not really. I just think that it's going to another season where we're petering out. And Rashford's not. If Rashford starts and plays, he's not scored for God knows how long. But well, we know the script, right? We know the script, and we know what's going to happen. So I've
got that down as a talking point. Rashford, it's
I just think that everything. Look, you've seen what's happened, and look, you can argue that bar Liverpool and probably City, there's some big teams that have gone out of the FA Cup, right? And I'm not saying don't say for 1 minute about we're going to go anywhere, but if a miracle happens and we get through, then again, you've got to be thinking, well, wait for the draw. Liverpool, Man City could draw each other, then that's one left. Then you're thinking, well, there's no reason why we couldn't win this, but this is Spurs, and that's probably the hopium more than anything than reality, right?
Mate, I can't remember the last time that I looked at a tournament and said, "There's no reason why we can't win this." If we look back to the Liverpool stuff, the moment we were drawn with Liverpool, the first thing I said to someone, do you know what? I was actually in, the Dominican when the draw happened, and I remember there's a bloke who was he a Plymouth or Bristol City fan or something I was speaking to around the pool. Anyway, I saw him as I come out of my dinner, and he said, "Have you seen a draw?" And I was like, "No," because I knew we'd just beaten Man United. He went, "Have you seen a draw?" I went, No. He went, "Oh no, see it later." I went, No, tell me. He went, "Liverpool." I went, "Where's the first leg?" He went, "At Spurs." I went, "We're gone." And he went, "No, you can't." I said, "I can." I said, "Spurs going to Anfield. You just know we're not that team. We are not that team." And this is where I think our fans get it confused, Nick. We have good one-off wins in the league. We have good performances against Man City in the league. When it comes to cup semi-finals and finals, we don't have those one-offs. We don't have those one-off wins, do we? And look, I feel exactly the same about the FA Cup. All the while I see Liverpool in it. All the while I see Man City in it. Newcastle was still in it. Man United is still in it. Brighton are still. All the while I see these teams in it, I don't look and go, "This is a good chance." I look and go, "Spursy." How shit a fan am I that I feel like that?
Not really. I think it's the way that it's like I think everyone on Friday was like feeling a bit meh with that performance. I think I'm still feeling a bit meh, if I'm honest. I don't know, and it's not to say that anyone is is a bad way. Unfortunately, it's the emotions, and we've just been served up time after time after time. So to try and even, I mean, I might not even watch it later. That's how, the other week the European game, I watched that first half and then I came on with you. I didn't even watch the second half. It was just
Yeah.
and I don't know if I can sit there again and waste my time watching that to see what we're going to serve up,
Don't you think though, Barry? Like when you get to the stage that there are fans going, "Oh, I can't be bothered," and you've got fans like Bella saying, "Match day is dead now," and I can't be asked. At that stage, don't we realise that it needs changing? Like somebody messaged me. I said on last night's show, somebody messaged me during the week and said, "Sav, a good topic for conversation on your next show is, can you name the last time a manager did this badly for 18 months, stayed at a club and turned it around?" And I couldn't. The only one me and this person talked about was Fergie, and that was like 35 years ago. And I don't understand how we think this is ever going to change unless we change. Do you know what I mean? And whether we want to talk about micro and macro and changing the manager versus changing the ownership, one of them is easily done, the other one is not. Something's got it. It can't keep going on like this, can it? It can't have this feeling every week at Spurs.
Well, it won't, because at some point a decision will be made, and we know that'll be.
Will it? When?
Well, I'm thinking, what are we, February now? We've got what, 3 more months of this, realistically?
Oh.
Surely we got 3 more months of this. Then decisions made. Then the excitement gets building. Then we go through the same process. Then we start turning. Everyone goes against the manager. Then it starts. It's like 18 months, right? And it is rinse, repeat. It is just the same. These players are letting the manager down. The players are not playing for the team. The players are not playing for this. I mean, how many times have we said this? How many times have we said this under this ownership, this manager, the next manager? That we can play it out. How we're going to play it for the next, for the next manager and the next manager and the next manager. And I just think, I'm not excited. I'm sitting here every day. Every day we get closer to the Man City game, I'm going, I wish someone would buy my ticket. I don't want to just not go, but actually I might just not go. Do you know what I mean? It's just like, I don't want to be there. I don't want to be sat there thinking, oh well, we might score. oh, we know what's going to happen now. We know we're going to concede. We know there might be another injury. We know something else is going to happen. We know Angie's just going to stand there. It's like when you've watched a film, right, and you've watched it over and over again. You don't want to watch it anymore because you know exactly what's going to happen at every single point, at every single bit of the film. Do you know what I mean? It's just.
It's all become very predictable. And do you know
Yeah.
that the worrying thing for me, Nick, is this is the worry. The worry for me is even when we win games now, no part of me ever says we're on an upward trajectory. This is the problem. We win a game and then we're crap for ages. Then we win a game and then we're crap for ages. And I don't know how this horrible cycle breaks. We can't string. I mean, someone said yesterday, we haven't won 3 Premier League games in a row since December 23. We're now in February 25. Like, at no point as this manager and group of players managed to go, you know what, we're going to go boom, 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 3 wins.
No, because it's been masked with wins in the cup or wins in the Europa or wins in everything else, right? So everyone's like, oh well, we're great outside. Well, we're not. We're just. I mean, we come up against anyone decent in Europa League, and that's curtains. And actually, if we come up against someone that's not actually that decent, you know, over 2 legs, you know, we probably give it up, right? And I mean, you look at Newcastle yesterday. I started watching that. I mean, that was a humdinger of a game with Birmingham and Newcastle, right? But how many changes did they make? And they still came out on top, right?
Mate, this is why, for me, there's too many excuses floating around this football club. The excuse is either players injured, players tired, players are fatigued. Ange wasn't backed. The same fans that were saying we were going to finish 3rd and going to be in a title race.
Oh, I saw Savva. I got so triggered yesterday by your friend down under that he was like, "Oh, the injuries. Richarlison's injured now," and I was like, "Oh my god, are we seriously doing this? We're seriously putting everything on Richarlison now being injured. He's crap. We're sitting there and saying, "Oh, I thought we did all right," and I was literally sat there going, "I can't bite my tongue anymore. I have to say something because I can't." Oh, it's the injuries an excuse? No, please. Oh, wait till we have our 14 back. No,
it's copium. It's copium.
But I don't even know. Surely now, like I even said to Chang. Chang was like, "Oh, I'm still Angie," and I was like, "Mate, I don't know what you're seeing here, mate. Like, I respect your opinion. Like Sim as well. I said, Sim, come on, mate. Let's have an intervention with all these people that are still backing Ange. Let's have an intervention, guys.
For sure.
It's okay.
Sure.
It's okay, right? No one's going to sit there and say this is that. But how anyone, and I mean anyone, can back this manager and back what we're seeing is beyond, like, genuinely beyond me.
Mate, I agree. And I think the difficulty that I've had is it doesn't seem to matter how bad we are. We find a way to cope. Big clubs don't. Big clubs don't find a way to cope. Big clubs go, this is crap, change it. We find a way to cope. And look, I get it, right? Listen, no one likes their opinion to be wrong. But we've all been wrong. We've all been wrong before. Like, let's be fair. If every football opinion we've ever had in our lives, let's be fair, you're probably 50-50 with them, right? Because we're all emotional. We all say things off the cuff. Yeah. But when there is a body of evidence for this long that shows you, hang on, something isn't right here, why are those people not turning to, yeah, this is crap? Like, for example, I get that we've got injuries. Bournemouth have got injuries, right? I get that we had injuries, but like, look at the other teams that rotate and have injuries and still put in a fight, put in performances. Look at the performance Leyton Orient were able to put in against Man City yesterday. Leyton Orient are League One, and they defended like their lives depended on it. They were a team. They were a unit. They were well drilled, well oiled. Then you go and look at Spurs, and forget injuries, Nick. When a team is that wide open, That's not injuries. That's not injuries. Yeah, with injuries, you have a bit of a drop off in quality, but you're not that wide open because of injuries. That's by design. That's how we play. That's on the manager, isn't it?
Yeah, look, yeah, 100%. And look, the other thing that's kind of astounding me as well, how no one can see through this BS is the whole Mickey van der Ven thing. Oh, we're managing him. No, mate, he's injured. Just call it out. He's re-injured, yeah? He
Yeah,
needs an
yeah.
operation or something needs to happen. But let's be honest, we're not dumb. We can all see this, yeah? We've seen this before. Don't sit there and say you're managing him, because if you were managing him, you would have, and there was even a chance of half an hour or one half. He plays against Liverpool because that's our most important game in the season. We have no striker on the bench, even though Ange said, oh, Dane Scarlett's available and ready to play. Yeah, even though he's cup-tied, Ange, right? So we've got no strikers on the bench. So how are we even going to look at with the game today? I don't even know who's going to, Sonny's going to play up top, and then you can play more on the left and Tell on the right, I'm guessing. But you've got no one to come on to replace these players that either aren't good enough, too tired. Let's make more excuses for our captain and the leaders and everything. Do you know what I mean? It's just, if we get a win today, it'll be it'll be like Ange just won the lottery, and then it'll be, oh my God, we went to Villa in the Champions League. Look at what we did. Blah 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 blah. You know, it's
but again, it's Nick. As I said, it's copium. I'm at the stage where, yeah, if we win today, yeah, I'm happy we've beaten Villa and gone through. But I'm not a teenager, Nick. I'm not, I know I look youthful, but I'm not a teenager who suddenly forgets everything that's just happened. And you're right. I was talking last night in one of my WhatsApp groups. Like, if you look at it, Romero was meant to be back on like the 20th or whatever. And then that's prolonged. Now, most people, you go, oh, they've had a knot that, they're a week later than normal. He's nowhere to be seen. Mickey van der Ven, what's this whole nonsense about? He's not injured. We're just looking after him. No, mate, you're injured. If you're now missing a second game in a row after the game you came back, you're injured. Third, wouldn't it? Because we beat Elfsborg, then went to Brentford and Liverpool. So this will be the third game. Look at Maddison. Maddison sore. He's missed 4 games, right? Yeah. He's missed 4 games. I asked this question. I'm going to ask this to you now. And I know this will piss off a lot of people. And they'll go, you've got an agenda. And damn right, I've got an agenda against this shit manager. My agenda is that he's shit, right? Do you think a lot of these players are not wanting to come back?
100%.
I.e., when I say rushing, I don't mean rushing as in try and get injured again, but I mean rushing to the point where they're like doing all they can to be match fit, as opposed to, I'm going to give it another week or so. Do you think? I feel like some of the players are at that stage.
Yeah, look, I think they've obviously got their little WhatsApp groups, like we've got our WhatsApp groups and everything else, right? And they're probably in there going, guys, it's not going to be long. It's managers, surely. It's not going to be long. I'll just say I'm out. I'm quite happy to pick up my weekly wage, not do anything else. If you're a player, you want to play football, right? And by the looks of it, none of these, even the players that are on the pitch don't look like they want to play football, let alone the ones that are injured or aren't going to come back. I think, and I'll make a bold statement now, I don't think Romero will play football for this club ever again, because I think he's off in the summer, and I would be very surprised if the only reason he'll play is because he wants to get some sharpness. I mean, if Argentina got some games coming up, I don't know, maybe that's the reason, or he's playing because he wants to get in that shop window but he will not play any considerate part. I don't think he plays until March, maybe even middle of March. I mean, we got an international break coming up, so yeah, I guess what is it? The beginning of March, Romero might be back, and then obviously we'll be playing for Argentina. Gets injured again, and then never to be seen again. I think they don't want to play for him. It's clear they don't want to play for him.
I completely agree, because do you know what? If players want to play for a manager, you don't see what you saw Thursday night. You don't. No. We were 45 minutes from extra time. You're 45 minutes from essentially a penalty shootout, right? That's not strictly true. You know what I mean? We're 45 minutes from that possibility, and that's the second half we saw, and they're the subs we saw. Now, I'm gonna throw this out there into the world as well. Now, listen, I've started a few comments that I find quite funny. First of all, big up Warren. Warren. God, I can't even read. Big up Wayne. Wayne, the thing is, I agree with the leaders, but when we want to talk about a young team, I really want to stop this myth again, Nick. I feel like we keep throwing out these words, young team. If you look at the team that played the other night against Liverpool, right? Jed Spence is not young, right?
Yeah.
Ben Davis is 31, 32. Kevin Danso's 25, an experienced Austrian international. Basuma's 28. Bentancur's 27, 28. Papa Sarr's been around on the scene for 4 or 5 years now. Dejan Kulusevski is the captain of Sweden, I believe. Son is the captain of South Korea. Richarlison's a 28, 29-year-old Brazilian international. So Kinski and Gray, right? We keep saying it's a young it's not. It's not. We can't keep using Archie Gray and Kinski as an excuse.
Could you imagine? I mean, Lubo will be excited, obviously, talking about Archie Gray. But I saw how excited he was about Donnelly and Keeley yesterday. But Archie Gray, Jed Spence, Lucas Bergvall, Kinski, not so much, but Gray, Bergvall, and Spence, they're the only one. Imagine if they actually didn't play the way that they were playing because they don't know any different, right? They're playing because they're hungry, they're young, they want to, they want to play. Imagine if they didn't want to play and they carry and they put the same amount of performances that your Sons, your Romeros, your Madisons at some points, your Sars, your Basumas, your Bentancurs, if they were put in the same, we'd be out of Europe. We'd be out of the Carabao Cup earlier. We'd be probably in the relegation zone. And Tony's right. They don't know any better. But these senior players, they know. They're like, well, they're not going to get rid of 6 of us. We're established.
The players won't go. The players won't be. And do you know what? Fans can moan about this till they're blue in the face. Managers go, players don't. Right? It's that simple. And listen, I feel like people aren't listening. Like somebody said, come on, Savva, you think these players are injured. Faking injury. I'm not saying they're faking injury.
No.
Listen to what I'm saying. I feel like they're prolonging coming back, because why would you want to rush back to play in this? Yeah, why would you want to play in this? If I'm Mickey van der Ven looking at this, what part of this makes me go, I can't wait to be back out there playing? And by the way, and this is, I'll sorry, it was this comment. Yeah, players potentially. I feel like you didn't listen to what I said. And Reezy, my mate Reezy, as always, has said, if Ange had a fully fit squad and we had these results, he wouldn't have the support he does. But Reezy, he did have these results when he had a fully fit squad for a very long time. This is why we're just glossing over the obvious. Look, I know you need to go shortly, don't you, Nick? I know you.
About 5-10 minutes.
Okay, I know you need to go. But for me, what normally football fans would sit there and go, what does the manager need to do differently today? What does the manager change? What does he adapt? But we saw against Liverpool, he doesn't know how. He blatantly doesn't know what to do. He doesn't know how to plug gaps. People say, oh, well, look how different we were against Brentford. Still against Brentford, we had 50 crosses come into our box. He doesn't know how to block them out. He doesn't know how to double up on wide men. He doesn't know how to stop teams threatening us. That's a huge red flag for me, Nick, and has been for a very long time.
Yeah, and you sit there and you'll see something happen. They'll go, oh, look, see, Ange knows how to change it. Ange only knows his way. And the players are so lost that I don't think they're so, you can put that down to the injuries where they're tired and they just physically their bodies are just ruined, right? And I think we almost need to go out of the FA Cup today. We almost need to, we go out of Europa, even though we're still favourites to win it. I don't understand what planet that's on. So that we can just, get some players back so that we can just, not finish where we're finishing. I just, in-game management, when you go, we saw it and we've said this a number of times. Newcastle, they went to the Emirates, they went 2-0 up, then they changed things. They started again the other night, they started with a back five and then they hit them on the counter. They change things, they adapt, and they're doing it in-game. He can't even do it from game to game, let alone in-game. Brighton, 2-0 up at half-time, go and get the win. Go and get the win. No, let's just go and get the third, go and get the fourth, go and get the fifth, go and get the sixth. And then we saw what happened there. It's just, just, look, you can do that in Scotland, Japan, Australia. You can do that in those leagues. You can't do this in the Premier League. You can't go. Yeah. We saw after, like you said, after those first 10 games, we saw people worked us out. People worked out how to do it. We don't work out how to do that against other teams. If they start putting in crosses or high balls, we think, right, we need a bit of height on this pitch. Not Ange, you'll be like, no, mate, just carry on doing what you're doing.
No, absolutely. And by the way, I just want to say that this comment, Shane, I was speaking to a few of my mates who are coaches. As I said, luckily I worked in football years ago and I've got a lot of mates that work as coaches at clubs, and they were having this exact conversation, Neil, Shane, the other day in our WhatsApp group with them. They were having this exact same conversation. They were saying that what the Spurs fans have done is they've made some of our injured players out to be world-class players and are forgetting what actually happened when they were fit and available. We've reinvented history. And this guy's right here. He's saying that Romero and Van der Ven, their stock has gone so high because people seem to forget how many games we lost with Romero and Van der Ven playing in the team. Now, I'm not saying we're not stronger with them, but for me, what it doesn't change, Shane, and I've said this so many times to people. I've said this so many times to people. Van der Ven and Romero playing doesn't change things like when you see us defending like that. Doesn't change it, right? It doesn't change it. When you see us defending like this and we give somebody, when you see this, it doesn't matter. If you see those two centre-backs in that picture, Nick.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if that's Van der Ven or Romero or Dragusin or Davis. It doesn't matter, because then when you do this for the next steps and let him have a shot, it doesn't matter. Van der Ven and Romero, it doesn't matter when you do this. Van der Ven and Romero, it doesn't matter when you play like this. This is the whole point. I keep hearing when they come back. I truly question. I'm going to say it. I'm going to piss off a lot of people here, Nick, but I don't give a shit. I truly question the maturity and the intelligence of a lot of our fan base, that they can't understand how wide open we are as a team. I truly question their mentality, that they're watching that we're 1-1 in the tie with Liverpool in that second half, and you're thinking, be tight, be compact. He's got them all running up the pitch, gaps in behind. You're leaving one of the world's most dangerous forwards in Mo Salah. No one marking him. Gakpo having a brilliant season. No one marking him. We're leaving these people wide open. We're leaving the gaps in the midfield. And it's not just against Liverpool. We saw it against Leicester. We saw it against Brighton. We saw it against Wolves and Ipswich and Palace. But people still go, yeah, but when the players come back, I hate to break it to people, Nick, we'll be playing exactly like this, right? Wide open. We will then lose games and people will go, oh, the players aren't good enough. The same players that they're saying, wait until they come back. I honestly question the intelligence of the Spurs fan base. I really do. And I feel like we're at an all-time low.
The other thing it will be is, if or as and when they do come back and we win a game of football, we'll be like, told you it was the injuries. Told you there was the reason. and it'll be like, okay, let's go and win the next game. The next, all right, if they all come back and we win 7 in a row, then you can sit there and say it's injuries. But we're not winning 7 in a row. And if we do, I'll eat my top that I've got on, and we'll do a live stream of me eating this top, because I just can't see it happening. But look, yeah, I need to jump, so I'll leave you to it. Look, what will be. I just think that I wouldn't want, even though it's to the Midlands and it's an hour and a half up the road. Even that would be a lonely journey up there. I think it'll be very quiet. It'll be very somber. The fans that are going up there, but we need a reaction today. I don't personally think we're going to get a reaction. I don't know. I don't even know what team we're going to put out, because I don't even know who's left. If I'm honest, I know we've got no striker, but we sent Lancashire on loan.
Tell will have to play that. Surely that's why we signed Matisse Tell.
So
right?
So realistically, we're going to put Kulu on the right, which we know he's rubbish on the right, or we're going to try and experiment with Sarr or Spence on the right. I mean, that's a whole nother conversation. But tell I guess. But
just before you go, Nick, I just want to say that listen, I don't think Villa are the greatest team in the world, and Villa are missing Watkins, right? And I just want to put this out there. I don't know if this is a good thing that we can break or not, but Aston Villa in their last 15 games at Villa Park, the only one they've lost is a League Cup tie against Brentford months ago, when they heavily rotated, like completely, like all the top players did not play in that game. That's where we're going today. Now, no matter how much people think, oh, Villa aren't that great, Villa have dipped since last season, 1 defeat in 15, and that was a heavily rotated League Cup tie. It's tough. It's a tough game, right?
Yeah, look, 100%. And even if even if they're making changes and John McGinn's starting, John McGinn is better than any of our midfielders, because he has fight, he has desire, he has passion, and he puts 110% in when he's on that pitch, right? I mean, we even saw it when they had Longley. He was making us look stupid when they had Longley the other season. So
I watched Longley last night. Just quickly, I know you need to go. I watched Longley last night for Atletico Madrid against Real Madrid. Defended brilliantly. Again, when we all go, oh, crap, defended brilliantly. You know why? They've got a system that suits him.
Yeah. You don't have to be a Messi or a Ronaldo. You just have to be good at doing your job. And at the moment, we don't have enough players that are good enough to do their jobs, because they don't actually know. They're going in thinking that they're footballers when actually they're stewards or linesmen or whatever they think they are, because they're not drilled enough by this manager into what their job is, because and that was evident against Liverpool, and I'm hoping it's not going to be evident today. I hope we get through. I hope we get a decent draw on Monday night, but if we're out, I'm not going to lose any sleep over it, and I won't be surprised.
Last question before you go, just quickly, really quick one. If we do lose today, I've asked this question for about a year. If we do lose today, we're going to be 14th in the Premier League, out the League Cup, out the FA Cup. Does he have to go tonight if we lose this game? There's no reason. I mean, we talk about the Europa, but it's a big if, isn't it, to win a Europa with this shitty old manager?
Yeah, look, I think a lot of people said, oh, well, we're still in 2 cups. And I think we all said by the end of February the 9th, we could be out of both. And then where do we go from there? I still don't think he goes until the end of the season. That's the shot. That's how bad. Unless it's a monumental capitulation again today, and it's 4-5, 6-0. But I don't know. He has to be. I think we all agree he has to be. But
Nick, I need to fall back in love with Tottenham Hotspur. I need to fall back in love with the club. I need to fall back in love with match days. I need to fall back in love with, I'm on a stream with Nick at 10. Yes. What we doing, Nick? How we plan? Who's playing? How are we going to set up? I think we're going to go 2-0 up. At the moment, I feel like it's I know people want me to be more positive, but I keep hearing, sorry, Savva, your channel's a bit too negative for me. My first question back to those people, and I never get an answer, is give me some positives. Like I need something. Give me something to run with.
The positives are we could be out of the FA Cup today. The positives are that's a few less games of having to watch this rubbish football. I think they're the only positives at the moment. But there we go. We'll see. We'll see in about 6 hours' time.
All right, Nick. See you later. Quickly, score. What's the score going to be as you leave?
I think I said. I can't remember what I predicted. 2-1, 3-1 Villa. 3-1 Villa. I think I said.
There you go. Nick is an Aston Villa fan. So big up to you, Nick. Thanks for coming on.
Cheers,
Villa and Milan are his two teams these days. Mate, listen, have a great day. And
we'll
if you're
speak
around
later, no doubt.
Yeah, we'll speak later. Take care, bro.
No,
Enjoy your day. Take care, mate. Big up to Nick there. Look, it's difficult, isn't it? Listen, I want to be coming on here and going, FA Cup, we're going to win. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. I'm just a bit confused as to what we are. And as I said, I don't back this manager 1%. I made a statement yesterday and people were laughing at me. I think this is the worst manager, possibly the worst manager that the Premier League has ever seen, let alone Tottenham. I truly think that the media are starting to dislike him. And I think that we're starting to see his lack of understanding about the fans hurting. Somebody put a good comment in here today, saying, let me see if I can find it. I can't, let's have a look. Let's see it. I can't see it. Anyway, he's starting to feel the pressure, isn't he? And I don't think he understands how much we're all hurting as a fan base. He just keeps coming out with things. And what the difficult thing for me is this: when I hear what we're trying to do here, but what? Like, can he tell us? I keep hearing what we're trying to do here. We know what we're trying to do. He came out the other day and said, I don't put any blame on the senior players for Thursday night, and I couldn't have asked more of them. They were dreadful. Surely you can come out as the manager and say, come on, I was really disappointed with their performance. And you know what? They've got to bounce back against Villa. He never does. They never seem to come out fired up. They never seem to come out ready to fight for a game. They come out, players match their manager. If you watch, he comes out like this, or with his hands in his pockets. They come out the tunnel all a little bit, little jog. Hi, everyone. Here we are. There's no urgency. You don't see any grit, any determination from any of the players. It seems to be a lot of sideways passing. When we concede goals, they kind of turn around and they look at each other. There's no hurt now when we concede goals. It's almost like an acceptance of, well, this is what we've become. This is what we've turned into. Look, can we beat Villa? I'm not going to sit here and say Villa are the greatest team I've ever seen. Villa are beatable. Do I think Tottenham beat Villa today? I don't know. I genuinely don't know. I'm a hypocrite. I ask you lot for your predictions, and yet I don't know anymore. My predictions throughout this entire season, I said we'd go there on Thursday and we're going to see fight. At least we know we're going to see fight. We're going to see the players die for the cause on the pitch. We didn't even see that, let alone predicting a result. I mean, this 0 shots on target. Imagine you've not worked their goalkeeper once in 93, 94 minutes. You've not worked their goalkeeper once in a semi-final. Where's the kitchen sink? Where's the long diagonal balls? Where's the everybody, come on, we've got to get up that pitch and whip balls in. There was nothing. It felt like the way I'm feeling as a fan now. Almost it felt like that's how the players are feeling as players inside. And I don't know how this changes. And I know everyone knows I'm massively Ange out, but I don't know how this changes until this manager does go. I mean, yes. Why is he not? Why is he not as bad as that? Have you ever seen a Spurs manager do this bad at Tottenham Hotspur? Listen, Steve Bruce is crap. We all know that. But have you ever seen a Spurs manager do this bad? Mark, Mark, big up to you. And with all due respect, Mark's not a young man. No offense, Mark. Look, I'm not a young man. You're a lot less younger than less young than I am. And we're both saying this is the worst we've seen in our lifetime. And it seems to be a lot of the younger fans, or those heavily invested in Ange, that can't seem to say, yeah, this is crap. Yeah, this is crap. Like we can't seem to say it. We can't seem to acknowledge that this manager is painfully out of his depth. I can't acknowledge, by the way, that there's 605 of you and 140 likes. Guys, this is getting terrible. Let's get that to 300 right now, please. And if you haven't subscribed, please do. Look, we are swimming along quite nicely. If you look there, sorry, I always cover that, by the way, because down below is all the metrics of views and revenue. Please, look, we are nearly at 16,500. We are 61 away from 16,500. If you would subscribe, that would be great. And subscribing and liking is free, so please do smash that button. Look, I'll try and get to some questions as well. I'll go to about 11:30 today, and then we are back at 4 p.m. for match day talk. All the teams line up. By the way, Derby have made a formal approach to speak with Blackburn manager John Eustace. There you go. It's an interesting one. Mike Pepper has said, Savva, I think he knows his days are numbered. He's just waiting for the chop. Mate, what I don't understand with him is how rude he is to the press, how bad his interviews are. There's nothing about it that says they're fighting. He just keeps saying, I'm proud. What can we do? It's like, well, there's a lot you can do, mate. There's a lot that you could do. Big up to my man Nick at a football club. How you doing, bro? Great content. Follow Nick, really good content creator and a top superstar DJ. Said, is it curtains for Aussie Ange if there's no W in this game? Mate, I don't think so. I will be over the moon if in the next 2-3 days I see that this manager has actually, if he's actually been sacked, I will be over the moon. Chris Bangos has said, Savva, stop talking behind Ange's back and invite him on your channel. Yes, I'm sure the manager of Tottenham Hotspur is going to come on to my channel. Talking behind his back, I'm on YouTube. I'm sure Ange doesn't care. Ange doesn't care what Neville and Carragher say about him. Why is he going to care what I think? Why do you think he's going to care what I think? I'll have a laugh. CC has said, as a Villa fan, historically, we are very generous toward teams who need a helping hand. For some bizarre reason, you seem to have our number. It's a mystery to us. You have a chance. CC, I'm not saying we don't have a chance. I'm not saying we don't have a chance at all. I'm saying with Tottenham, you just never know. But what you're talking about is Aston Villa's version of Dr. Tottenham, Dr. Villa. Such a shame you can't get a senior player on here. Yeah, well, listen, none of the players are going to go onto a YouTube channel, are they? But hey, it is what it is. Paul Van Beek has said he makes Christian Gross look like prime Mourinho. Do you know what is so funny? For years, all I've heard is, remember the 90s? Remember the 90s? Remember the 90s? Oh, we used to have Christian Gross, blah, blah, blah. Now I've got a manager worse than Christian Gross. Chris Bangos, one more of these and you're gone. Yeah, man, Danny, I'm live again from 4 p.m. Kick-off at R5. So, yeah, please, feel free to join me then. Shirley, the Tottenham tea lady, is here. Big up, Shirley. You got any goss from inside the canteen? Said, always Savva, love. You won't believe what's going on in my kitchen lately. It's like the football gods are sending me signs about poor Ange being proper cursed. I'm not one for conspiracies. Big up to you, Shirley. Hey, it is what it is. Right, let's get rid of Chris Bangos. Okay, we've seen. I gave him 3 opportunities, I think, and he's an idiot. So let's get rid of him. Ryan has said, is today the defining... Right, I'm going to ask you all in the chat. Yeah? I'm going to ask you all in the chat. I can't believe we're doing this again. Does Ange get sacked if we lose today? Is today the final straw for Daniel Levy? Now, bearing in mind, we would be sitting here on the 9th of February. We would be out of the League Cup, the FA Cup, and 14th in the Premier League. And if I had said that to any of you in the summer, you would have all told me I'm crazy, right? If that happens, does he need to be sacked? Will he be sacked? Will he? Yes or no? Big up to you, pro WWE. Let's have a look at some of these. James Watts, big up to you, James. I said I would take Poch to the end of the season. Would you, James? I was going to come on to Poch in a minute because there's a lot of noise about Poch again all of a sudden, isn't there? He's been spending a couple of days with Ozzy Ardiles. What does it mean? Oh my gosh, and all of this. Mate, I would take Poch back as full-time, let alone to the end of the season. But yeah, listen, we'll talk about that more in a minute, James. Thank you very much. Presario Computer, big up to you. Thank you very much for the very generous donation. That's very, very nice of you. By the way, watch out, guys, because in March, during the international break, we're going to do a 24-hour live charity stream. I'm just at the moment deciding what charity to do it for. So we will have another live 24-hour charity stream. Trust me, on these, I need to fully psych myself up and get myself mentally prepared for it. Trust me, it is tough. As Presario Computer has said, and responsible for this mess, equally responsible for this shocking show of the players, especially Son, specifically Son. He shows no passion, no leadership, no organization. He cries after each loss in training, joking like it's okay to lose. Let me know, people. What do you think of this? Sonny, is he a good captain? Is he a good leader? Presario, I think maybe Son's been here too long. Maybe he's just been here, seen it. He's seen it all before. He's got many T-shirts. Maybe, just maybe, he needs to move on, right? And we need to, for his sake, for our sake, we need to freshen it up. We need to freshen it up. But thank you so much, Presario. That's really, really very kind of you. Let's have a look at some of the comments. You can be damn sure Tell wasn't watching your channel. I don't know. I have no idea what that means. I have no idea what that means. Renegade Sal said, no, he won't be sacked if we lose tonight. Antonio Roque says, yes. No, says Christopher. No, it's so worrying, isn't it, that so many of us believe he won't, even if we lose. Ange out, Wenger in. Sure, why not? Yes, from Scott. No, from Sam. As far as I can remember, I've never seen any Spurs manager arguing with the fans in person. Look, I think we're getting to this. This shows it's a sad indictment that he's arguing with fans. It's a sad indictment. Not a chance, says Phil. Oh, Phil, I want you to, I always say you're wrong, Phil. I really want you to be wrong about this. I'm not saying we'll lose today, by the way. I mean, at some point we've got to get a good result, haven't we? At some point we've got to have a good result in one of these cups. I don't think we have for a long time, apart from the Liverpool one. I hope so, but probably not. No, definitely. No, no. Yes, I hope so. No, it's crazy, guys, isn't it? 100%. It's crazy. I don't think we will. Look, let's hope we go up to Villa Park and we can get the win. But for me, what it does is we start getting to that realm again of, see, look at Ange, look what he can do, look who he can beat. And you're like, oh, we're going to start this merry-go-round again. And we'll start seeing all the usual people. Like, has anyone seen that Matt guy? Remember that Matt guy that kept coming in here? Has anyone seen him? He kept telling me how great Spurs were and we were going to beat Liverpool. I haven't seen him since then. I don't know. Hey, but you let me know. You let me know what you think, people. Why do these people, they only turn up when we win games? It's really, really very sad. Really, really very sad. Just checking to see who else I haven't. Who else haven't we seen for ages? Who have we not seen for ages? Cam Tinley. We don't see him, do we? We don't see him when Spurs lose. We really, really don't see him. Who else haven't we seen for a while? There's so many of them, aren't there? You know the ones that just say the same silly things. You know the ones I mean. I'm just looking at the moment, right? I'm looking at the number of people that have been blocked from the channel for just being rude and abusive. And it's absolutely crazy how many people. Jimmy Savva, Jimmy Savile, Savva's mum. Look, some of these are brilliant. Savva's mum, Savva's dad here. This account is my dad. Savva's a fraud. A million Kate Piccolos. It is really, really funny when you think about it. It used to really annoy me, but now I just think it's very funny. Who remembers John Kramer fan? Next English fan. Who remembers Bruno? Anyone remember that? Mr. Whopper. 15 million accounts pretending to be Henry Wright. Billy Horrocks. Oh my gosh. Seagull Fan TV. Oh my gosh. There is so many. So many. I don't know how these people have the energy to keep creating new accounts. Eyeball Paul. Rory Jennings, apparently. I'm pretty sure it wasn't Rory Jennings. Absolutely madness. So I'm going to ask you all now. I'll ask you again later. We'll see if anything changes between now and then. How many goals will we score? How many goals will they score? You know what I'm asking. What's the score of the game going to be today? Give me your score prediction. I have no idea. Mark Pritchard thinks sacked without question. I mean, you know, the funny thing is when he is finally sacked, it's going to be, Mark, how many of these Ange fans that will be shocked and devastated by the removal of this god-awful manager. Pochettino is in London. Yes, he is. Finn has said, my dream scenario, sack off Ange, keep Gray, Bergval, VDV, Kulu, Moore, Spencer, Mads, fire sale on Adogi, Sarr, Son, Johnson, Richie, Romero. Get Iriola or Franklin along with proven players. I'll take that all day long, mate. I'll take that all day long. Mario Kipbuster said, I would love Poch back. I don't care about his Chelsea connection. He bleeds Tottenham. I don't care about Chelsea connections at all. I don't. Listen, players move, managers move. It is what it is. I think it gets really childish, Mario, when people, I wouldn't want him. It's like if Cole Palmer joined us from Chelsea. Are we really going to care that Cole Palmer's played for Chelsea? Not me. Let's have a look. You're asking Levy to do the right thing. Keep hoping. Should have gone after Leicester. For me, he should have gone a year ago. He should have gone 15 months ago. Exactly, I mean, exactly. When the players have quit on the manager, you know. Yeah, but surely you get a new manager in with the hope that they can get you through the Europa rounds, don't you? And try and start building something for next season. Surely. Who said, it's Dale. Dale always says some funny things. Don't worry. Dale thinks Spurs are amazing and everyone else are rubbish. Don't worry about him. Said he isn't overhyped. Unai Emery's a fantastic manager. What a great CV that man's got. What a brilliant CV Unai Emery's got. And we got fans that think he's overhyped. That tells you where we are. Big up, Mark. I said, Savva, you're officially invited to the Poch fan club. As chairman, the invite is in a post as emails are beyond me. Love it. I love this. Emails are beyond me, so I've sent it in the post. Come on, guys and girls. We are 50 away from 16,500 subscribers. So please do subscribe if you haven't already. And we're on 220 likes. We should be on a lot more. So please do keep smashing that butter. Didn't Tanganga go there permanently? Tanganga's gone there permanently, mate. He's not on loan. Phil Coy said Sonny should never have been captain. Too much weight on his shoulder. And I believe that's affected his performances. I mean, it's weak, isn't it? It's poor mentality from him if that's the case. But listen, for me, we need to buy a leader. We need to buy some leadership. And said he didn't want to, right? But hey, who am I to judge? I'm just a football fan. Ridwan. has said, bro, how would you bring the best out of Tell if you were the manager? And what position will you play him in? Mate, I genuinely don't know, because for me, as I said, I think he's a young player that's learning his game. And our fans have done what they normally do and got so excited over signing a 19-year-old who's not fully developed as a player. I can't sit here and go, this guy's a devastating winger. This guy's a devastating forward. Some reports saying that he doesn't want to play out wide. He only wants to play through the middle. Other reports saying that he wants to play out wide. Again, I just don't think it was what we needed. A 19-year-old. Listen, I'm hoping he gets off the mark soon. I hope he does well for the club. But again, Ridwan, for me, the bigger question should have been, in that window, why weren't we bringing in midfielders and forwards with experience? Why weren't we bringing in experienced pros to this club? Just more and more kids, constantly, kids all the time. And then fans go, oh, it doesn't matter about the age. Of course it does. Of course it matters. You can't just make all your signings kids. You need to be bringing in some senior pros to help in the mix. Yeah, Reezy, you're right. Listen, we disagree on everything football, but you know what? You're never rude and you're always in here, Reezy. Win, lose or draw, you're here. And that's what I respect about people. It's the people that suddenly go missing. I see it with certain YouTubers. Less videos after we lose. More videos after we win. I'm here, win, lose, draw. Orlando. Orlando Breloom. Yeah, I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure about that. Ariane is welcome on whenever. I don't know what we'd possibly talk about, though. I've seen him lately. He's still in massive denial. He is still in massive denial about Spurs. Right, let's have a look at some of the scorelines. Reezy has gone 2-0 Spurs. Zalis 3-1 Spurs. 3-1 Villa. 3-0 Villa. 4-0 Villa. 3-1 Villa. 3-1 Villa. 4-1 Villa. 3-1 Villa. As I said, I don't laugh at other clubs when I know how bad we are. 1-0 Villa. 3-1 to them. 3-1 to them. 4-1 Villa. Time for Klinsmann. 3-1 to Villa. 3-1 Villa. 3-1 Villa. A Rashford. You know it's coming, right? I just got this awful, awful feeling that I think Rashford's going to start, right? Because Ollie Watkins is injured. You just got this horrible feeling that Marcus Rashford's going to turn up and just do something brilliant on his debut. Hope I'm wrong. Just got this horrible feeling, Aaron. 4-1 Villa, 4-1 Villa, 3-1 Villa, 3-1, 3-2 with a Rashford hat trick. Wow. 3-1 Villa, 2-2 Villa on pens. Yeah, don't forget does it go to extra time and then pens or straight to pens? I never know with these bloody rules anymore. I just don't know what the rules are in football anymore. By the way, there's 750 of you in here, 230 likes. Guys, this is getting ridiculous. Come on, people. We should be at 400 minimum, and we're still 50 away. 50 away. We are 50 away from... Jesus, don't post that. We are 50 away from 16,500. So please do keep smashing that like button. Please subscribe. Likes are very important to YouTubers. 3-1 Villa. Villa, 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 Villa. Wow. Villa. 5-0 Spurs. Well done, Mark. 7-0 Villa. Oh, gosh. 3-0 Villa. 4-2. I genuinely don't know. What I do know is Aston Villa don't lose many at home. That's what I do know. I mean, I love this when people say Thomas Frank is crap. He's done a wonderful job over the years at Brentford. What a wonderful job he's done. And look, we got fans that say silly things like this. You've got to have a word with yourself, man. It's embarrassing. He's done a wonderful job. Phil Coys, don't worry. Phil Coys has been wrong all season about everything. And he's still just, every game he says Spurs will win. So that when we do win one, he goes, there you go, I told you. We'll see. If Poch went directly from Spurs Chelsea, I'd hate him. But as he didn't, I don't care. Archer, I don't care about that sort of stuff. I really don't care about that sort of stuff. No, Poch, break the bank. Xavi Alonso is not going to join Tottenham Hotspur. He's going to be wanted by much bigger clubs. Come on, let's be realistic about this. Big up, Maz. Big up, Maz. Let me know, Maz, if you want to join me before the game today. Message me, WhatsApp me. If you want to join me before the game between 4 and 5:30 for the build-up and the team news, let me know. He said, Savva, we have dropped so low now that rivalries almost mean nothing. Our rivals feel sorry for us and laugh at the same time. Absolutely. John, mate, absolutely, Maz. I feel like we don't have these really good rivalries anymore. Everyone's laughing at us. You're right. Absolutely right. Ryan Milner said, Savva, do you think now with how Ange has overstayed his welcome that this may become the norm if the next manager doesn't work either? Mate, listen, as much as I don't like Levy as the chairman, for me, I make him right if he sacks a poor manager. But you're right, this guy has completely overstayed. It's madness. Roy Park said, watch us turn up tonight. Get ready for you. Yeah, mate. I never understand these people that talk about mud. It seems really weird. If I was to say people were in the mud over the last 18 months, how wrong they've been about Ange. Can you imagine? You're in the mud. Oh, it would just be mud all day long. Ali Garcia says, Savva, as a neutral, does changing your manager change anything? It absolutely changes everything. Look at how we play. You can't be this wide open. You simply can't be this wide open. It changes everything. I don't understand when people say this, my friend. I don't understand this. Does it change anything? Of course it does. Of course it does. It absolutely changes things. David, big up my man. I said there are many Spurs fans who will back Ange if he wins the final game of the season to ensure survival by 1 or 2 points. What has happened has happened to the mindset of some Spurs fans? It's gone, mate. We've absolutely gone. Loads of them have gone. Again, more kids, and then Ange will be wheeled out to say, it's what we're doing, mate. It's what we're doing. He keeps saying, doesn't he, Carl? He keeps saying, yeah. He keeps saying that, we know what we're doing here. Do we? Do we know what we're doing here? Do you know what we're doing here? Does any fan know what we're doing here? 4-1 Villa, 4-2 Villa. I reckon we take the lead and then they peg us back. That's what I reckon is going to happen today. Really good player. Really, really good player. Morgan Rogers, for me, is a top young player. And the way we talk about our young players, this young player is a top young player. Extra time and penalties, battle of the high line. Daniela Stewart, big up to you. I said, Savva, is any transfer that other club did that you think Spurs should have gone for? Oh, many, Daniela. Players, every window, I'm jealous of what other clubs do because they seem to plug the gaps that they need. They seem to do the right things, and Spurs never actually seem to. I don't know. You'll have to ask Sim about that one. I don't know. I really don't know. Mark has said, superb content, Savva. You say how it is. True fan like myself since 85. Mark, listen, I don't sugarcoat it. And unfortunately, because I am honest about this football club, I am told that I'm not a real fan and I don't get behind the team. I'll get behind Tottenham all day long. I can't get behind Ange. Ange isn't Tottenham. Ange isn't Tottenham to me. This is so far removed from any Tottenham that I know. He's killing it for me. He is absolutely killing my love for Tottenham Hotspur right now. And I need this guy to go. As I said, when I watch him, in press conferences and interviews, not one part of me goes, "That's my manager." When I watched Harry in interviews, Harry Redknapp, it was like, yeah, like this guy. And it's just, I don't know. He talks badly about the fans. He mugs off the pundits. He's rude to reporters. I don't know. I just don't know. We've not got one yet. Not got an Aki yet. I will put it on when this show finishes. I always find it difficult during cup games because you sometimes don't know what teams are going to be fielded. Yeah, our record isn't too bad. Yeah, I mean, listen. I mean, you're always, I would say, half glass full, but I'm going to use the word deluded. But hey, listen, I'm not going to say you're deluded about today's game. We can go to Villa and win. Of course, we can. This isn't Anfield, but this is a very tough team who are better than us at the moment and don't lose many games at home. They've lost one game in 15 at home for a reason. So we'll see. Lee has said Conte to think of, sorry. Come to think of it, Poch right now would be perfect for us. Knows the club, can bring through the youth and won't have the team he had before, but I bet you he'll get better results. Mate, Pochettino would sort us out, right? Pochettino, it might take him 2-3 months. He will get this lot into some form of tactic, some form of team shape, team unit. You know, we would actually have some sort of recognition of being a football team rather than an embarrassment. That's my opinion anyway. Big up to Stratos Aho. Big up Stratos. I said a Villa win today wins me $3,000. We will be there. Stratos. Good. I would say good luck to you, but why does a Villa win get you $3,000? What have you done to make that happen, my man? That's a lot of money. So listen, I would say good luck to you. Mark, I said, Savva, did you see who scored for Milan last night? Laugh out loud, 20 odd million. Big Dom over 60. Mate, I genuinely don't get this fan base. I'll say it again. To be honest, I didn't see. But I'm guessing it was Santiago Jimenez. Listen, I genuinely, there are players all over Europe like Santiago Jimenez that are not 60 million, Mark. Do you know what I mean? They are not 60 million. And I look and I think, clever signing. And Tottenham fans lose their mind over Solanke. I mean, Solanke, another one. We're making better than he is now he's out injured. We're making better than he is now he's out injured. It's what we do. Big up, Mark. Thank you so much for that super chat. Prasario said, Savva, why should managers join Spurs? Managers saw what happened to Poch, Mourinho, Conte. If anything, any new manager will join Spurs for the money after they get the sack. Yeah, but they'll also see that all of those managers have gone on to good jobs after Tottenham. You know, it's not the end of the world. All of those managers. No, you did. I haven't done an ACCA yet. I haven't. I will, but I haven't yet. All of those managers. All of those managers. They came to Spurs. The Poch. Listen, I think it's a little bit of revisionism here. Pochettino came to Tottenham from Southampton and put himself on the map, right? He put himself on the map with his brilliant ability to coach, right? So when people are going, oh, look what happened to Poch. What do you mean? Poch was then snapped up by Paris Saint-Germain. He then gets a job at Chelsea. You know, it was no detriment to Poch being here. Jose Mourinho, didn't matter what happened to Jose here. He was always going to get good jobs. Conte, he's at Napoli, top of Serie A. It didn't matter. I feel like sometimes we get so caught up in the emotion of our own club that I think we think that we're not as attractive to managers as we probably are. By the way, honestly, the likes are shocking today. The likes, absolutely shocking. Mamba has said people need to give their head a wobble. Half wanted him out that last season and slagged him off for Chelsea. Now they want him back. He's got a World Cup coming up next year. He's not. I don't think he's coming back. Of course, I don't think he's coming back. I just think people are now looking and going, we want a coach like that. That's why I want a Frank, an Iriola, a Glasner, a Silva. I just want somebody that can set up their team properly. That's all I'm asking for. That's all I'm asking for is somebody that can set up a team. We've got the worst ever tactician in the history of football at our football club. It just needs to stop. It needs to stop. I'm seeing fans. I mean, I'm 40 years deep, right? I'm seeing I'm seeing fans that have been watching this club for 50, 60 years turning around saying, this manager's killing it for them. This is the worst they've seen it with this manager. And when that starts happening, fans that have supported this club through the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, noughties, all the way up to 2025, and then you've got kids like this guy suddenly rock up as a Spurs fan after I don't know how many years going, yeah, but Ange this, and you're like, what? The real fans of this club, the fans that have been there through thick and thin, will tell you how bad this is. They'll tell you that this is shambolic. Something has got to change. Something's got to change. We might win today. That's great. I'll get loads of people coming in my chat going, you're in the mud because we've won a game of football. But look at the bigger picture. The bigger picture is it's just so poor. Angelo, big up to you. It said, funny how Ange gets incredibly angry off the pitch, but never loses his rag on the touchline with Dye. Mate, I agree. This guy is a myth. He's won in very bad leagues. So I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. No, you're not, mate. You're not. I'm sorry. I'll call it out. You're not. You're not. No one can watch what this manager's doing and still say the crap that you say. Last 2 weeks ago, you told me we were winning the League Cup. You said, Savva, you'll look silly when he doesn't. You watch. So what's happened now? Why didn't we win that, Matt? Why didn't we win it? All of these people. I saw Stella and I were talking this morning and showed me some comments that had sent to him. And you mugs like you and Savva you'll look like idiots when we win that League Cup. Well, where are they now? Where are they now? The League Cup got lost in track. These people don't understand. These people don't understand football. People like this Matt guy, unfortunately, people like Cam Tinley, they don't understand football. And some fans have the ability for the bigger picture. Like, let me use an example of a fan who I really rate. Who do I really rate? I rate a lot of you, by the way, but somebody I really rate, level-headed, normal, doesn't say stupid shit. Where is he? Where's my man? First of all, this Mark, absolutely. This Mark, absolutely. My man, Mark Taylor. Yeah? A mature fan. Doesn't see one win and goes, we're back. We're back. Angie's back. Spurs are back. We're going to kick on. This is what we get. All the comments that get sent to me midweek after, the week after we beat Brentford, you would think we'd won a Champions League. These people don't get Spurs. These people don't get it. They don't get what it means to support Tottenham. If we're sitting here going, this is okay, this is fine. If we're sitting and watching a manager who doesn't know how to be tight at Anfield, how to try and drag a draw, how to fight, how to get the players motivated. He failed to get them motivated from minute one and then failed to get them motivated again at half time. That can't be the manager in charge of your football club, can it? Can that be the manager in charge of your football club? Not for me. Agreed. Agreed. And this is the problem. As I said, you've got people that will, if you've got people, we've got people that if we win today, will be saying we've won this cup. This is ours this year. The same way they did with the League Cup. It's Liverpool. We weren't going to go through over two legs against Liverpool. It's not that you want to back the manager. It's that I've never seen you actually be honest about the manager, Matt. Are you watching how shit he is? This is my point. Yeah. We all want to win trophies, Matt, but this manager's not delivering it. I don't know how you can't see that. I agree, Richest Man. I find him very unlikable. I find him very unlikable. I don't know why so many back this man. Do you know what? It's funny. When I've debated with people that are Ange in, they've got nothing. None of them. I'll call them out. Not individuals. I'll call all those people out that come on my debate show. All the people that I've debated, YouTubers. Oh, I like Ange. Why? Just do. Why? Why? No one can answer. No one can say it's because look how well he organised the team. Look how good he is in press conferences. Look at his interviews. Look at his setting up of a team. Look at the results. Look at no one can actually give me an answer as to why. Why do you like Ange? Not as a person, but as a manager. Why do you like him? And nobody can seem to tell me. Nobody can seem to tell me. People like this. And when you say Ange is living rent free, he's the manager of our football club. I mean, you can say really silly, childish things like this, but he's the manager of our football club. It's not living rent free. He needs to go. But again, why should we wait to the end of the season for his time up? Why are you not seeing what he's done for 18 months? I've asked a million times, can we get some Ange in fans to come on and debate me? No one ever could. No one ever could. It is what it is. Big up to Liam C, who said, how many of these players would be okay if it was a World Cup this year, do you think? I bet not as much. Liam, I agree. I bet you if a World Cup was happening this summer, as I said, I don't think as many of these players are that injured. I don't think they're rushing back because I don't think they want to play for this manager. Only my opinion. But if I'm Romero, if I'm Van der Ven, if I'm Maddison, I'm looking at this and going, nah, this is a shit show. This is a shit show. He's hanging us out to dry. Big up to you, Liam. Thank you very much. Guys, I'm going to leave it there because we are live at 4 p.m. for all the build-up. So please join me then. We'll get the team news and we'll also look forward to the game in general. Guys, girls, we've got a rookie manager, Matt. We've got a rookie manager. All of this nonsense. Again, you see the problem you get is people like Matt, they just say stupid shit. Who has it said yesterday? We can't risk sacking Ange now. What's the risk? What risk? We are shit. What risk? We're shit. Can't risk a rookie manager. We've got a rookie manager. We've got the worst manager we've ever had. Anyway, take care, everyone. I'll see you at 4:30 this afternoon. Take care. Go and tell your loved ones you love them. There's more to life than football. Much love. I'm going to go and give Frank a cuddle because he has got surgery now. For those, I've had loads of messages, people asking me overnight, by the way, about Frank. Frank is okay right now. He does have to have major surgery on Tuesday. So I am very worried about my baby. He's my boy. And we'll see. So please send your positive thoughts for my Frank. Take care. See you later. And as always, come on, you Spurs.